Hello everyone, welcome back to Tech Diversity. My name is Samri. In my last video, I covered 3 out of my 6 top reasons why shifting into the tech industry was one of the best decisions I have personally made. Today, I'm going to be covering my last 3 reasons why coming into the tech industry can be well worth your effort. I know trying to make that decision to come into tech can be very intimidating. At least for me, it was one of the most intimidating decisions I have made, but it was also one of the most rewarding paths that I have taken. And by the end of this video, I hope you leave inspired. I hope it motivates you to take that very first step. Or if you're already in the path of breaking into the tech industry, I hope these reasons inspire you to keep pushing, to keep moving. It gets difficult at times, it gets hard at times, but I'm here to let you know it's one of the most rewarding things that you can do for yourself. And so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Reason number 4 is high demand jobs and entrepreneurship. And if there's anything that we got to learn out of the pandemic in the past few years is for businesses, whether they're small or big, for companies, whether they deal with tech or fashion, they now all have a need to be able to implement the latest technology or the latest solution if they're going to stay relevant. So one of the biggest questions a lot of businesses were trying to answer after the world came into a lockdown is, how do we stay consistent? How do we stay relevant? How do we continue to make transaction with the world? These are all the questions they were now having to answer. And that answer is only going to come from being able to implement technology or being able to implement a solution that can now be used while the world still stays in lockdown, right? So the reason why I mentioned this is it's fair to say today in 2023, a lot of businesses or a lot of companies are now tech companies. There is no option for these small businesses to not implement the latest technology if they want to stay relevant, if they want to continue to make transaction with the world. Some of the shift or some of the changes that happened after COVID are now here to stay, which means for someone like you who wants to come into the tech industry, have now an opportunity to find a seat in companies that are not traditionally tech. So it widens your opportunities, it widens the choices that you now have. You're not just looking to work for tech industries. You now pretty much can work anywhere. There is a need for tech talent, for your help to be able to run the businesses next door or to be able to run your mom and pop shops. They're all going to need to implement technology because the world has now shifted into a complete different path, right? And this is not something that is going to stop at any time. It's going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to learn how to make transaction in a way that is simple for us consumers. And these companies are now to continue scramble to meet our demands. So you now have an opportunity to work for companies that are not traditionally tech. And I think that is a great opportunity to be able to find a stepping stone, to be able to hone your skill sets when you come into the tech industry. But that's not all. Being in the tech industry is also going to allow you to take the set of skills that you learn by either being a developer, a software engineer, whatever path you might choose, you can now translate that into working for yourself. It's a huge superpower to know that the skill sets that you have in the tech industry can be translated into becoming your own boss or running your own companies or being able to work from pretty much anywhere, freelance and take projects. So there's a lot of opportunities that you can translate that skill set to. I'm not sure if there's a lot of skill sets out there that allow you to branch off and become your own boss. But the tech industry certainly allows you to be able to do just that. So you now have a lot of opportunities to work for not traditionally tech companies and find a seat. But you also have now an opportunity to translate your skill sets and become your own boss, or you create your own businesses. Reason number 5 is the opportunity to grow, learn, and evolve. Being in the tech industry at its core is all about solving problems, but there is always going to be creative ways to solve that problem. And you're not always doing the same thing over and over again. And so if you're someone who gets excited about using their creativity or problem solving skills, if you love riddles, the tech industry is all about finding creative ways to identify a problem and create a solution for it. And being in the tech, you cannot just relax and say, okay, my work is done. You have to continuously learn, you have to continuously grow, you have to continuously understand what are the latest trends, the latest technologies that are coming out. You have to be on your toes, and I mean that literally. You have to continue to learn. If not, you will be left behind. So if you're someone who loves growing, who loves learning, who loves being able to find creative ways to find a solution to a problem, then you will be in the right field. The tech industry can be a very exciting field to be in. You're never going to be bored with the different tasks that you'll be doing for the day. There's always going to be something that you take away from your team members. So it's a very creative space to be in. And if that is something that excites you, the tech industry is then definitely for you. Reason number 6, and my final reason, is purpose and meaningful work. Like I mentioned earlier, the tech industry is all about finding a problem and creating a solution for it. But at its core, it's all about helping people. So it kind of gives you this feeling of what you're doing has meaning, it has purpose, it has reason, right? So you're not just doing things just to do, or you're not just finding solutions to problems that nobody is going to use. These are actually real world problems that you get to identify and you create a solution for. So it gets exciting to know what you're doing is going to be impactful, it's going to be useful. That is one of the things that attracted me when I first came into this profession, is that as an empath, I love being able to talk to my users and identify what problems they're having. And I love being able to create a solution or a product that they can use seamlessly. So these are all the things that I can translate and find satisfaction in the work that I do. And if you're someone who's an empath who loves to solve problems, real world problems, then the tech industry can give you that meaning, that purpose. In 2016, the Rwandan government contracted with Zipline to be able to tackle one of their biggest issues that they were having at that time. And I get excited telling this story because Zipline was now contracting with the Rwandan government to use their drones as means to deliver blood supplies and medical supplies to rural areas of Rwanda. Rwanda is a very mountainous area in East Africa with a population of about 12 million people. And they were struggling to be able to deliver blood supplies to mothers who just gave birth and were hemorrhaging, to kids who were anemic and needed blood transfusion immediately. So these life-saving transactions were now being happened by using innovation. Drones were now being used to deliver blood supplies and medical supplies to these very mountainous areas timely. I think it's so exciting how you can translate the skill sets, or how innovation can be used to tackle real world problems, and it will give you some sort of purpose and meaning in your work. And I think it's exciting to be able to say, what I'm doing today might be impactful tomorrow. Thank you guys for making it through the video. I hope you found these reasons inspiring. The reason why I decided to make this video is if you're someone who's still contemplating whether the tech industry is for you, I want to let you know, yes, making that decision can be a very intimidating decision to make. And I speak from experience, but I'm here to let you know it can also be one of the most rewarding paths that you can take. So if you're in the journey of either becoming a developer, software engineer, a UX UI designer, a data analyst, whatever path you might have chosen, it can be hard at times, it can get lonely at times, but it's one of the most rewarding things that you can do for yourself. And I'm here to encourage you, I'm rooting for you. Like I said earlier in my video, if I can do it, so can you. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.